Warning, this episode contains adult language, mature situations, two protagonists driven by a similar goal, a love of volleyball, sports manga antics, and absurd logic. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host Zen, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Hope you're doing well out there and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast, which you can find at www.spiraken.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and various other social media sites. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell for notification if you want to hear or see more of these awesome podcasts, which you can find at www.spiraken.com and youtube.com/Spiraken. And with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga review of the week. And I'm excited for this one because this one's one which I actually have heard a lot about and I've seen so much cool things about, but in the end, I was like, this is going to be good. But after reading it, I have to admit, I am surprised that it is so very different. But let's actually get to it, shall we? Because if you remember from that last episode, I spun that one, that only the Wheel of Manga. And it dictated to me that reviewing a manga that was written by Haruchi Furudate. And it is published by Shueisha, meaning it's brought over here by Viz Media, not by Yen Press. The original run of this was November 2012 to 2020, and it is still popular to this day with over 45 volumes, and this was released in Weekly Shounen Jump magazine. This is a shonen series that is a comedy, sports, coming-of-age story that is known simply as Haikyu. Now, Haikyu is a pretty crazy series, which, like I said, I was very kind of, it's not going to be good. Oh, it's going to be good. Oh, it's not going to be good. But what the premise is that Haikyu is the story of a young man by the name of Shoyu Hinata, who, after seeing a really cool video of the Nationals in Japan that was being played by Kurusuno High School, he has become inspired to become a major player in the volleyball world. He wants to become similar to his hero, who is known as the Little Giant, a short-statured player who kicks ass. And Shoyo is a very short player, so he decides, I'm going to be the best I can be, and I'm going to be a wing spiker, which is one of the three positions which are in volleyball. You have a setter, a spiker, and a rebound. So the setter sets up the play, the rebound's job is to make sure that the play is essentially defense, and then the spiker is the one who's going to be on major offense. And Shoyo wants to be the best he can be, and he has been training for the last several months and years to become the best he can be. And when he first started out, no one wanted to join the volleyball club because there was no one else in the volleyball club. So he's like, okay, I'll start a volleyball club and I'll get people involved. And he talks to his friends. One's in the soccer club, one's in the basketball club. They want nothing to do with this. And then after whining and complaining and struggling and training by himself for months, finally, 3 people who are first years show up and join the volleyball club. And then he gets his 2 friends involved. So finally, he has a team so he can have his first experience in a tournament and to finally play volleyball, which he's so excited about. There's only one problem. The first team that they're against is the prodigy of volleyball, 3rd year Tobio Kagayami, who is considered the king of the court and an amazing setter. And he's super brutal, and he's considered the best of the best. So it's this team which has never played before versus the considered best team in their age range. So this should be a horrible, horrible, complete screw-up. And when they meet each other at first, Kagayama has no interest in this group of losers. However, when he hears their team captain, who is Shoyu, talking about how we're not done yet, we're going to win, he's kind of inspired because it shows that this guy likes volleyball. But he's kind of acting weird. So he's like, listen, if you're serious about this, show me what you got, and you got this. But we'll see what happens. And what happens? Well, they have a match. And the match is, at first, the Shoyo's team is getting slaughtered. Kagayama completely sets up the plays, and they always win. Until he finds out what Shoyo is good at. Because Shoyo studied all types of sports. He was in the baseball club, he was in the hockey club, he was in the basketball club. But his main thing is he is an amazing jumper. He's athletic and he could jump really high. So they say, oh, this is a short kid, he's not going to do anything. Oh my God, he jumped over the net. and he bounces it, so they go, we're going to defend this guy completely. And he gets the admiration of Kageyama, and it makes him more interested to see what's going on, how it's going to go, how they're going to play, and it doesn't matter, we're still going to win. But eventually, because the rest of the team sucks, but due to some circumstances, and Shoyu telling his team, listen, it's not over yet, we don't lose until we say we lose. And he gives his team enough inspiration where they actually are able to get a point. And at that point, Kageyama's like, what the hell is that about? You let them steal a point from us. This is it. We're going to kick their ass. And they just slaughter them completely, because every other shot, you have Shoyo actually making the shots, but he eventually keeps getting out of bounds. They keep blocking him. He loses. He tried his hardest, and this is his first tournament ever. He lost in the first round, and he is distraught. So what he ends up doing is he says, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to make Kageyama my rival, and I'm going to prove I am better than him, that I can win, and I will be better than you. And what happens? Kageyama was like, fine, in 3 years' time, we'll meet again, and you keep practicing, you be the best you can be, and then we'll play again. So, over the next 6 months before he graduates from junior high school, he plays with anybody possible. We're talking about old women's clubs, girls' clubs, kids' clubs, anything he can get a hold of, just so he can improve his technique to be the best he can be. And eventually, he applies to and gets into Kurosano High School, the school where the little giant was from. And he's like, I'm going to join this team, I'm going to be just like them, and I'm going to kick butt. And then I'll show that Kageyama jerk what for. He ends up joining the volleyball club. He runs to the volleyball club meeting room, and he's ready to say hi to the senpais. And who's the other student that's waiting there? Yes, that's right, Kageyama. Turns out that Kageyama chose to attend the school because after that event, he lost his reputation as a powerhouse starter, because he ended up just becoming a tyrant and being the true, as I said, the king of the court, where he was just being so mean and abusive to his teammates. They're like, you know what, screw this. You're just pretentious, we don't want to deal with you, and he got benched. So because of that, he lost all of his pull, and now he chose to go to this school. Maybe he'll better himself. And so you have these two rivals having to work together to create a team, or actually join this team and be the best they can be. And that's what the series is about. At first, I was like, this is a series which is just very formulaic. It's, he meets his rival, they're going to fight, they're going to keep going and bettering themselves, and that's it. But the fact that it's the two rivals have to work together, and more importantly, they end up supporting each other, it makes me want to read more of this manga and learn more about it, because their first thing is they said, listen, here's the deal. You two have to work together and beat us as a pair. If you can beat us as a team as a pair, we will let you join the team. If not, you will never join this club ever. And that's what happens. They end up joining this team and just trying their best to work together, where you have the fact that Shoyu, or Hinata as they call him, he's pure athleticism and he has some knowledge about it. Meanwhile, Kageyama is a prodigy setter. He knows the rules, he knows the skills, and he's amazing at setting anything up. If he wants to send the ball somewhere, it's going to go somewhere. So they end up becoming the point where it's like, listen, I don't care, don't pay attention to anything else, just be where you need to be, I will throw the ball to you and you'll get there. And that's that. They become a team which is a complete mechanic. But more importantly than that, as they're working together, one, Hinata learns to be more serious and appreciate the game, and Kageyama ends up learning to appreciate the game and have more fun in it. So they end up bettering themselves in a way which is really cool. And it's this new volleyball tactic and just this partnership which is really endearing, and them pushing each other to reaching their full potential makes you want to see them succeed. And it's just this thing where it's two guys who want to become professional volleyball players, and they make a promise to play on the same court, be the best of friends when they start out as rivals, makes you want to love this series. And I've got to say, it's well done. It really is. It's a fun series that at first, like most sports manga, you get completely lost in because it's volleyball. But once you know the rules, once you get into it, it's like all the other ones. It kind of just domino effect. You're reading and reading and reading, and then you're 15 volumes in. You're like, how did I get 15 volumes in? And you're shocked by it. but you want to read more, and that's the best part about it. It's that it is one of these really cool and awesome series that just, it compels you to want to just be involved in volleyball, and I love that. And for that reason, it's just, there's a reason why this is considered one of the best mangas of all time, and it won the 65th annual Shogakukan Manga Award. It's an amazing series, which is very profitable. It's engaging. It has action. It has drama. It has a little romance. It has tons of side characters who are all intriguing, and it makes you just want to know more. And while I was really thinking about giving this a low rating when I first read the first chapter, after I got into it, this became one of my favorite mangas I've read in a while. And I see why it's so popular, and for that reason, I have to give Haikyu our highest rating of really, really cool. Read it now. This is an amazing manga that I highly recommend. And I know you noticed that there is no third row. For some reason, my lower third for this doesn't work at all. So, got to work on that. But I digress. So, with that in mind, let's actually get to the next part. Well, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, and you agree with me or disagree with me about Haikyu, email me personally. That's Xan, X-A-N, at Spiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts on if this series is as amazing as I thought, or if you think it's overrated. Let me know. But with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga releases of the week. And we've had some great ones, we've had some crazy ones, and we've had some which are a little bit bizarre and weird. So let's get to it. And we're actually going to be starting off with one which was pretty invigorating for what it was. We're talking about 2.5 Dimension Seduction Volume 5. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba One-Winged Butterfly, the manga. This is a one-shot, which is a sequel to the series, just filling in some lower gaps. I'm in Love with the Villainess, She's So Cheeky for a Commoner, the light novel Volume 1. We have It's Just Not My Night, Tales of a Fallen Vampire Queen, Volume 3. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5, Golden Wind, Volume 7. Kageki Shoujo, Volume 8. Killing Stalker, Deluxe Edition, Volume 3. Kuma 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 Bear, Light Novel, Volume 13. Lazy Dungeon Master, Volume 3. My repair skill became a versatile cheat, so I think I'll open a weapon shop, the manga, Volume 3. Neru, Way of the Martial Artist, Volumes 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3, all were released at the same time. Next we have Pampo the Cinephile, Volume 3. Spriggan, Deluxe Edition. The Art of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the manga. This is an art book which looks beautiful. The Invisible Man is Soon to Be Wife, Volume 1. The Tunnel to Summer, The Exit of Goodbye's Ultramarine. This is a spin-off of The Tunnel to Summer. This is Volume 3. Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Tales of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap with the Main Court, Light Novel, Volume 3. And then last, and certainly not least, we have Urusei Yatsura, Volume 17. This is near the end of the series, and this is a great one to own. And we've had some pretty fun manga this week. And for me personally, what I'm most excited about is Urusei Yatsura, Invisible Man is Soon to Be Wife, The Art of Demon Slayer, Pampo the Cinephile, Lazy Dungeon Master, Kuma 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 Bear, Kageki Shoujo, It's Just Not My Night, and then Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba One-Winged Butterfly. Which are the ones you're most interested in? Let me know. Email me zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken and let me know your thoughts on which of the ones you're most excited about. And, well, I hope you guys have been enjoying this so far. I appreciate each and every one of you who checks out this podcast. And every time I get an email or a comment or a review, it gives me more motivation to keep doing this podcast for as long as I can. Now, I would like to let you know that as of 2 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now, it's going to be a little bit of a dead period because, as you can see, I'm still moving, and I'm going to be putting away a couple of the cameras and monitors, so it's going to be a little bit harder to do these actual videos, but I will be doing the audio no matter what, because I've been doing this podcast as long as I can, so I'm going to keep trying to keep these videos up, but I'm going to keep doing the audio podcast, so stay tuned for those. And then when you see the new apartment, well, you'll see a new setup. But I'm excited for that. But anyway, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, email me personally. That's at Zan, that's Xan, at Spiraken.com. Or you could tweet me personally at Spiraken, that's Spraken. Or if you enjoy what you hear, you can support our Patreon at patreon.com/Spiraken and create more fun content for you to enjoy. We have 4 tiers, and every tier has fun, cool exclusives that are only available for them. So let us know your thoughts and what you want us to see on our Patreon. So with that in mind, let's actually get to my favorite part of this podcast, the part that's most popular for all of you. And what are we talking about? We're talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So we're going to spin the Wheel of Manga. Whatever number it lands on, that's the manga I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 509. Can you believe it? 509 episodes already. We're kind of churning them out like no tomorrow, and I'm excited for all the other ones that are going to be coming out soon. So let's spin and see what we're going to review, shall we? I spun it so hard it shook the camera. How crazy is that? Number 6, No Longer Heroin. Who'd have thought? That's actually pretty cool, even though it is very similar, because last time I got 5, so I'm just hoping we're not back in the, it's going to be in the same spot again, so I may have to tighten the Wheel of Manga a little bit, but we'll see how it goes for the next episode. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and as usual, I am your host Zan, I'm Gonzville, I'll catch you guys next time, and keep watching, or keep reading manga. I'll see you later.